Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Focus versus Moon. And this game taking place here on Concealed Hill, a match, well, privately selected, not by yours truly, but by, well, Metaphysics, who is in the chat for me to go over and cast. Hopefully it is an entertaining match. Otherwise, well, I don't know why Metaphysics did it. Big fan, checked all your videos till 2 years ago. Well, glad you are back. Hope you enjoyed all of those videos. When someone says they've actually seen all of my videos, I'm like, are you sure? I've got over like 6,500, right? Like 6,500 videos. Very, very unlikely that you've watched all of my WarCraft 3, StarCraft 2 videos coupled with my Kingdom Rush videos, but I appreciate the sentiment. I'm too much of a nerd to, or my OCD kicking in being, no, you can't have watched all of my videos, right? And but being too literal, right? Anyways, let's go ahead and break things down in this meta shifting. So it'll be on 2 years. You need to upload more to watch since I have a lot of time in lockdown. I've been uploading at least 2 to 3 videos every weekday unless I've been sick. Will you do a Saturday cast? Maybe. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about doing one tomorrow since I missed 2 days this week. So I might try and make up for it. We'll see. We'll see how many likes I get on these videos, and and the support of everyone. If I get up to like 50 viewers today, I'm like, I'll definitely cast again tomorrow. But getting up to 50 for me, well, at this time of day is pretty difficult since I don't stream for hours and hours on end. Check YouTube. You will find my like on all videos. All right. Well, thank you. Moon coming back across here. We are going to be getting up a Keeper of the Grove. Most likely we'll be going for Ents here at the very start and then be able to, well, just finish off the remainder of these units right here. And still haven't seen any sort of actual ability being trained here. What is that Keeper of the Grove doing? Hasn't been doing much. Actually shifting around to the other side and getting into a very quick Hunter's Hall. Back down over here, we are looking at a Farseer opening up at double Spirit Wolves, and no real way to get a single Spirit Wolf out here, and well, using every bit of hit points on these Spirit Wolves to finish off the Ogre Warrior, as the Farseer himself is taking all of the damage from that Forest Troll travel. You usually get to 50 these days, just an expectation. What time is it where I live? It is currently 6:41 in the morning. I try to cast before my family wakes up, as I have to play Mr. Dad later on, making sure that they're all set up for distance learning. I don't want to even say it's homeschooling. Set up for distance learning, as well. This is the new normal, at least for right now. All right, coming back across over here, Farseer versus Night Elf. It has become, Farseer versus Night Elf. We'll see what's going to be. How everything's going to be breaking down here. Getting a little bit of damage onto that Keeper of the Grove. Entangle onto the Grunt. That Grunt is going to end up getting taken down here pretty fast. A lot of damage being absorbed here, as well. That Grunt Keeper of the Grove able to shut down so easily. There goes a Shadow Meld onto the Archer, as the Keeper of the Grove going to be forced to retreat back. It did use quite a bit of mana in order to shut down that one Grunt there, using an entangled coupled with those Ents, but a very good trade early on. And since it is the first Nightfall, it actually pays for Night Elf players to harass, go back home, drink from these Moonwells, and then just rinse and repeat all of that action. You can see that Keeper of the Grove pretty much already back up to full hit points and has a decent amount of mana as well, as the Farseer now trying to retreat again. Was waiting for yesterday for a live stream. Yep, definitely did not stick around. And yes, see, I transition between game 1 and game 2, and well, half my viewers leave. Anyways, Keeper of the Grove going to continue to engage here. Spirit Wolf is going to try and fight back once more. Farseer, Keeper of the Grove doing some more battles once again. Archer is just pecking a little bit of damage, and we aren't seeing that much action here. Moon is setting up an expansion off to the north. He will be able to creep that out with that Tree of Life here in just a moment, as the Farseer are getting in a little bit of damage once again. But there goes another Entangle. Massed Range became the most used army in every race except humans, since rifles are nerfed. Yep, and rifles were nerfed because of the Night Elf versus human matchup was well, supposed rifles were too strong in that matchup, and then all of a sudden it felt like, well, it felt like, you had Crypt Fiend healers so strong, Mass Headhunters and Witch Doctors with healing very good, very good. Keeper of the Grove with Tranquility and healing, and archers very strong as well. But all of a sudden, Rifle Priest, which should seem like the perfect combination, right? You're like, yeah, riflemen do that range damage, and priest specifically to heal. And like, no, we're gonna weaken that particular strategy a little bit more. Gotta maybe give a schedule in that Twitch channel description instead of play-by-play and high level. All right, yeah, I can try to put one in. I'll update it, but people know to come in at 6:30 to 7:30, right? Anyways, Tree of Life already down to half life here, as the Tree of Life is still not done, and the hit points are dropping quickly as it still does not have Fortified Armor. Alright, Fortified Armor just now completed, but already down to 400 hit points and dropping fast. This, well, Tree of Life down to 300. Is it going to end up getting taken down? Keeper of the Grove now trying to make its way over, and that Farseer is taking far too much, or Farseer is starting to take a little bit of damage here. Wisp trying to come off to repair. There is a little bit more damage here. Wisp, are they going to get the repair off in time? Down to 97 hit points and climbing, as you can see a little bit more damage coming across here. All right, going Wisp after Wisp. Are they going to be able to finish off another Wisp right there? There it goes. It does cost a couple of extra Wisps, as the Tree of Life will be able to, well, live and fight another day, as so many Wisps came to its rescue. All right, 7 p.m. in India. I always work during this time, so cannot view on Twitch. Well, thank you for viewing on YouTube when you did. Mass range are just stronger than melee armies, right? Well, the reason why mass range is strong versus melee is because more units are able to engage at the same time. That's really the big deal there. If you have a large number of grunts in a fight, at some point you get diminishing returns on those grunts. Sometimes the grunts are dancing back and forth, trying to actually line up and get attacks in, while the archers or the headhunters in the back are able to maximize their damage with a little bit of range, and you're able to get a nice semicircle. Huntresses are actually considered, well, there are ranged units, but I almost treat them as melee with a very long melee range, and you can see how effective huntresses are just because they're able to get in a little bit more range and have that proper semicircle right there. Units are able to back up once more. That's why Orc army is harder to control than others. Yeah, that is the case. Or all of the units, all of the balance, there is a very distinctive race quality for all of the races here in WarCraft 3. One of the reasons why I like this 4-race real-time strategy game. Focused, doing a great game, doing a great job so far. He is setting up an expansion of his own. Meanwhile, the Tree of Life is about to finish entangling that gold mine, and those wisps will go ahead and dive on in. Demon Hunter as the follow-up second hero coming in from Moon. Interesting choice, as Moon will be able to not only mana burn the Shadow Hunter, but also mana burn that Farseer. And the Shadow Hunter is actually a little bit of a curious call there. Shadow Hunter didn't get that experience, or did the Keeper of the Grove, or the, well, no. The Keeper of the, that Shadow Hunter was able to hex down the Demon Hunter and deny that experience. Shadow Hunter actually was the one to grab that experience, as the Farseer is in position here. Shadow Hunter, we'll see if Serpent Wards are going to be coming into play as well. Level 1 Hex, but then perhaps level 2 Serpent Wards and level 2 Healing Wave could be useful, as the Demon Hunter is down to 85 hit points. Is it going to use a potion or that Scroll of Healing? That is that question. The Grunt now trying to head back here, as the Serpent Wards are doing quite a bit of poking. All right, down goes one Grunt right there. Demon Hunter getting back up to 195 hit points after that Scroll of Healing staying alive a little while longer. Meanwhile, Keeper of the Grove, Chain Lightning, finishing off that Demon Hunter right there. That little bit of targeted ranged or magic damage, just enough, as we're looking at the Serpent Wards continuing to poke around. But those are just illusions, not going to do anything at all. Who could you say are top 3 players nowadays? Back in the past when I was still playing, it was Moon, Grubby, and Infi. Top players, Moon is still definitely up there. Lalayette had an amazing showing in DreamHack, and Happy is definitely up there as well. Infi's a bit of a wild card. Infi, because of his transition away from just playing a single race, I don't quite know what to expect of him anymore, and I want to see a little bit more consistency. Moon, Infi, Lin, if he wants to. Yeah, that chain lightning caught Moon completely off guard as the watchtower now gonna end up taking a little bit of damage right here. Is it gonna end up just getting canceled? Yes, it will. There is shamans here to purge down those ents. We see a couple of detonations there, but only hitting some of those headhunters, as we are now looking at more units trying to make their way through. Demon Hunter is back out onto the field. Level 1 heroes do not stay dead for very long. They are resurrected very quickly as that Demon Hunter gets to level 2. Alright, units are backing up once more. Dryads, Huntresses, Demon Hunters, all these units are looking to back up again. Really, the top 3 players in the world is, for some reason, it all depends on what happened in the last major tournament. And that seems to be the case right now. The most reasonable tournament to be looking at. Tome of Intelligence +2. Keeper of the Grove should be heading back exactly for that. Nope, decides not to grab it, as a Raider is now in trouble trying to retreat away from those Dryads, but that slow poison making that retreat a little bit not possible. Are we going to see a denial? No, we are not, as the Demon Hunter and the Dryads able to finish off those units here. Ent's going to be joining in on the fight. Bestiary trying to get up in snare, but there is no Raiders to be had onto the field. Level 3 now onto the Shadow Hunter. Are we going to be going for Serpent Wards? Yes, we are. Level 2 Serpent Wards. No healing wave at all. Level 2 Serpent Wards. Level 1 Hex is what we're looking at as the Potion of Invulnerability used by the Demon Hunter in time. Kodo Beast tries to get a little bit of a lunch, but unable to fully digest it. Mana Burn onto the Shadow Hunter here, as we're looking at more damage adding onto that Shadow Hunter, or onto the Demon Hunter. Demon Hunter, is it going to get taken down? Yes, it does. A final auto attack from the Farseer, finishing it off. Damage is adding up rather quickly. Moon has a large army of Dryads able to just focus down so much damage. Grunts joining in on the fight, as we're looking at a Grunt who could have perhaps taken down that Dryad there, only needed one more attack, as the units are falling a bit once more. Alright, Kodo Beast getting out onto the field. Shaman going to end up getting taken out. Are we going to see the Kodo Beast try and grab a bit of a lunch? Not able to do that, but Moon able to heal and retreat back a couple of these Huntresses and Dryads to that fountain of health. Back in the center portion, Farseer chasing back that Keeper of the Grove, who is nearly at level 5. Meanwhile, back down to the south here, we do have fortified armor on these watchtowers, making it difficult for those Dryads to stick around far too much. We are getting up an Orc Burrow, so the peons will have a place to hide and stay around for a little while longer, as we're looking at the Ogre Lord getting trapped between the tavern and the trees, and that's going to cause an easy clearing of that creep camp. Level 4 on the Farseer, level 3 on the Shadow Hunter, as the Keeper of the Grove is just going to go ahead and dive on in, go after some peons, and get to level 5 right here. Alright, a lot of damage getting added in. Peons are trying to hide inside that gold mine temporarily. Looks like they will be able to do exactly that. Is he going to be able to jump inside right there? Yes, he does, and dodges that last bit of damage once more. Meanwhile, we are still looking at Huntress is healing up at the Fountain of Health, back up to full, as the focus able to just continue to mine again. Alright, heading back off to the north. Chain Lightning being brought over. A couple of Wisps quickly taken down, and Moon perhaps wasn't expecting Chain Lightning to be nearly that effective in this battle, or in this game so far. Chain Lightning, well, causing some major problems for multiple units there. Chain Lightning trying to poke down some more units. Wisp are getting in some repairs, as the Tree of Life is down to 500 hit points. In comes the units. Kodo Beast, Dryads are just going to show up to the party. Multiple Serpent Wards are in position. Wisps are trying to still repair this Tree of Life, but it's not going to be sticking around for very long, as the Shadow Hunter gets to level 4. Dryad still poking every little bit of damage right here, trading your army for an expansion at this stage, and that will have to be rebuilt, as we can see the Keeper of the Grove trying to back away. Serpent Wards still poking large amounts of damage every which way. We're at 59 supply over 60 for Moon. Focus seems to be a little bit less than that, but the Serpent Wards just make that armies just seem that much larger, as the units are going to try to retreat back. There they go. 59 over 60 compared to 60 over 70. I take it back. The armies are about the same size. It just looked a little bit smaller. Well, in the over or just on the battlefield. Dryads slowly getting digested. We should be looking at some healing salves being placed across multiple units. Shadow Hunter really not going for any healing waves at all, and the Farseer really using that, well, chain lightning very effectively throughout this match. All right, this may be the time when Moon starts to get back into this game. Perhaps finishing off this red Drake creep camp at the Fountain of Health and being able to clear out this creep camp is going to be important. Moon's Dryad down to 40 hit points, but somehow still staying alive. That Fountain of Health doing exactly what it is supposed to do, keeping these units alive and well. Belt of Giant Strength being left behind, and that Demon Hunter will most definitely grab that item for a little bit of additional hit points. 950 hit points on that Demon Hunter. Units now making their way back down. We are looking at, well, no mass headhunters. Perhaps a demolisher or two could work out well. There is a Tome of Strength being left behind right here. Couple of Ents are now making their way over. Are we going to see perhaps a couple of purges as the Demon Hunter reads that Tome of Strength in mid-battle? Moon coming across here, healing wave now finally being used. I don't know if that was a retrain or not. Chain lightning bouncing around, finishing off another Huntress once again. Raiders going to be able to get off a little bit more damage again as those Raiders with ensnares. A perfect counter to those Dryads as well. Demon Hunter in a little bit of trouble. Are we going to see another Chain Lightning follow him down? There it goes. Chain Lightning finishing off the Demon Hunter for the second time. And Moon throws in the towel with a GG. Focus winning that matchup there. I still felt like there was a lot more game to be played, but Moon, perhaps knowing that the hero level advantage and just not having his Demon Hunter in that battle, well, absolutely would have just shifted everything. Shadow Hunter had a potion of mana, would have put over a lot of pressure. If he tried to retreat in that moment, there would have been a lot of ensnares going down. For all of you on Twitch, stay tuned for a third game. For all of you on YouTube, if you got to this point in the video, definitely hit a like. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, as well. It shows me whether or not, well, I should continue to make Warcraft 3 games and videos. Thanks for watching.